Hello everyone, I thought I'd do a video for you children. Let's see if we can do some yoga, shall we? Some of you have done yoga with me before, I think, and others of you might not have done, but it doesn't matter. We're going to start in what we call butterfly pose like this, okay? So we're going to bring the feet together, the knees are going to go wide, and you can hold your feet if you want or your ankles, and you're just going to gently, lightly flap the wings of your butterfly. And while you're doing that, you might just notice your breath. So we're going to try and breathe in and out through our nose if we can during our practice today. So if you're able to, you're breathing in and out through your nose. Okay, and then our butterfly has been fluttering around in the garden and is going to take off in the air. Going to fly all the way around the garden. So can you take hold of your feet now and see if you might lift your feet away from the mat without rolling back. But don't worry if you've rolled back, you're just a butterfly doing a little backward somersault maybe. Okay, so in the garden where the butterfly is fluttering around, the butterfly has seen a frog. So we go towards the back of our mat, and it's up to you if you make the frog noise, the ribbit noise, but you're going to basically pretend to be a frog. Ribbit, 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 and the frog has been scared away by a scary snake. So we come down onto our tummies like this, we have our feet apart. You're going to bring your hands down underneath your shoulders. You're going to take a breath in and lift your chest, and then you make the sound of a snake. And again. One more. The snake has been scared away by a pussycat. So you come onto your hands and knees like this. It's up to you if you make the sound of a cat, you'll meow, but what we might do is take a breath in through the nose. You're going to lift your bottom and your head. And then as you breathe out, your head and your bottom are going to go down towards the mat, and you might make a cat noise in the process. So we'll take a breath in, we'll lift the bottom and the head, and maybe we'll go meow as we breathe out, or maybe you won't. Should we do one more like that? Let's take a breath in, we lift the head, we lift the bottom, meow. Brilliant. And then we'll come back because the cat's been chased away by a dog now, so we're going to tuck the toes under. You're going to take a breath in and your knees go up in the air and you come into what we call dog pose, downward facing dog. Okay, and this dog has decided that he needs to do a wee, or she needs to do a wee. So you're going to try and lift one of your legs up, and then it's completely optional if you make the sound of the weeing dog. And then should we try on the other side? So maybe that foot comes down and the other one goes up. And the dog decides he's going to run off around the garden, and so we're going to go down and pretend to be a little seed growing in the garden. So here we are, making yourself into a tiny little seed. Should we be a bean? Should we be a little bean actually? And we're going to grow into a tall beanstalk. So when you're ready, you're going to take a breath in, and you're going to take a breath out, and you're going to start growing into a tall beanstalk, coming all the way up to grow into a beanstalk in the jungle. So here we are growing all the way into the jungle, our little butterfly still flapping around, and in the jungle there is a rather large elephant. So we take the feet apart, hands together, we're going to take a breath in, lift our arms up, so this is our trunk, and then we're going to make an elephant noise as we breathe out. Woo! We're going to breathe in again, up we go. Woo! One more like that, breathing in, up your hands go. Woo! And then you're going to stay down because all of a sudden a gorilla's come into the jungle. So now you're going to sway from side to side and make a gorilla noise. I'm not sure my gorilla noise is brilliant, but let's have a go. And then the gorilla's been scared away because there's a scary tiger. So we'll take 1 foot forward and have 1 foot back. We'll bend this front knee. And then you might make tiger paws with your hands as if you're going to be a tiger moving slowly through the jungle. And the tiger runs away, and instead a cheetah appears. So the other foot comes forward and the other foot goes back, the front knee bends, and here you might have your hands like this. You might be a cheetah about to pounce on its prey. That's it, scary, scary. And because the cheetah's around and the tiger's around, all the animals have disappeared, and instead we've just got a bird fluttering in the trees. So this could be any kind of bird, a bright colourful bird. You need to be on one leg, you need to bend that knee and then wrap the other leg around it. So it's a bit like the eagle pose, if those of you know the eagle pose. Very similar, but here you can be a very colourful jungle bird. Arms can wrap around the other arm, or arms wrapped around one another. And then see if you can do that on the other side. So you could be a different colourful bird now. So you bend your standing knee, wrap the other leg around it and wrap the arms around one another. And not forgetting to breathe. And don't worry if balancing is rubbish for you today, that's fine. So we release from there, the bird flies away, and we're just left in the beautiful jungle, and we're going to become a tree, a jungle tree. So you bring one of your feet up the inside of the other leg and your hands can come together, or maybe your hands can go out. Maybe you have a little wobble around, maybe you want to look like a left straight tree, a wobbly tree, a big tree. Maybe see if you can try a different tree on the other leg. So the other foot comes up now. Your hands could stay together in front of your heart, or like I say, you could do whatever you wanted to. You could try and feel the energy around you, as if you're one of those, well, trees. They talk to each other, don't they? They're very clever, and we're breathing all the while. And then we'll release our foot down, and we're following the little butterfly through the forest. The little butterfly has seen a beautiful waterfall. So this is our waterfall. Our hands come down towards the floor. And if your hands don't make it to the floor, if it's too hard for your knees or your legs, you can bring your hands onto your legs. But you just hang here like a beautiful waterfall. And the waterfall is, of course, falling all the way and making a river. So we're going to come down to sit now and take our feet forward like this. For some of you, this will be really tricky, but this is the river pose where we take our hands to our feet. And for some of us, we'll be able to bring our head down towards our legs. And here we are in the river, pretending to be a river, breathing. And in the river is quite a scary crocodile. Now the crocodile pose is quite a scary pose as well. So you need to come all the way over, and you're going to come onto your hands and knees again, and then see if you can tuck your toes under, lift your knees up and stretch your legs back, okay? So it's a bit like being a plank. In fact, we could be a plank of wood in the river, which is very similar looking sometimes to a crocodile in the river. Now, if you're going to try crocodile pose, just be careful you don't land onto your nose. You're going to bend your elbows so you get even closer to the ground, and then this is really tricky. You're going to go forwards, and then back. And then we're going to make it to the sea and come straight down onto our tummies, and here we are now. The river's met the sea. We're in the sea, and we are now a scary shark. So we're going to bring our hands together behind the back of the body, lift the hands up. You might lift your feet up as well, and then make a grimacing shark face. And then the shark disappears because there's a fishing net. The fishing net pose means that we have to hold our ankles if we can reach them. And then we're going to take a breath in and lift the knees and the chest and the head, so we look like we're a fishing net. And the fishing net, that's it, well done. The fishing net is being pulled along by a boat. So we're going to come all the way up from here, sit on our sitting bones, bring our feet forward and see if we might lift our feet up in the air. And then if you're feeling really strong today, you might take your hands out. Here we are, a boat at sea. But we're going to be a sinking boat at sea. So can we come into sinking boat at sea pose, where we take the feet forward, we almost sink to the ground or into the sea, and then splosh, we come all the way down into the sea. And fortunately, we can see a bridge. So we're going to swim for the bridge. So here we are, let's bend the knees, bring the feet flat to the mat, hands down beside your body. I might turn sideways so it's easier if you don't know what you're doing to see me. And then you're going to take a breath in, and you're going to lift your back away from the mat, coming into a nice strong bridge pose like this. Phew, and still our butterfly is fluttering around watching as we make it all the way onto the bridge. Back to safety, and then we take the bridge and we go all the way onto the beach, where we notice a starfish. And so we just take starfish pose, where we take our feet apart and our arms away from the sides of the body, and we just rest here as a starfish. Just listening to the sound of the sea. And then we're a little butterfly again, so our knees can come in towards our chest. And we're going to come all the way up to sit, come back to our butterfly pose where we started, the journey of the butterfly. You can have a little flapping butterfly wings if you like. That's it, like that. And then the butterfly is going to take off again to go on a different adventure. So up the feet go, there we go. Brilliant. And then we're just going to come down and lie and be really still for a moment. So nothing to do now, just lie really still after that little adventure. And just see if you can make your feet and your arms and your hands and your legs really heavy, as if they were sinking into the ground beneath you. And then you stay there while I find my magic bowl, and let's just have a little magic bowl moment. See if you can hear and hear the sound of the magic bowl and feel the vibration of the bowl, of the sound then from the bowl. So if you haven't done already, you just start now to notice your breath again and move your body. Maybe you bring your knees in towards your chest and roll to one side of the body to be able to push yourself up to come and join me in this seated position. And then we'll finish our practice today, our little butterfly adventure through the garden and the jungle and into the sea and onto the beach by bringing our hands together in front of the heart. And let's take one chant of Om together, shall we? So we'll take a breath in. Om. And then we'll bring our chin in towards our chest and we say Namaste, Namaste. Thank you all of you, and I'll join you another day with another adventure.